Hey, Late Experience host team, this is Cody and Alyssa here. We wanted to take a second and man, just encourage you to speak to you guys and just kind of spend a little time kind of clarifying some things. First, I want to tell you thanks for taking a couple minutes to watch this video. Man, we really appreciate what you guys do. You guys are huge in impacting people for Christ. I want you to know that since the Late Experience started, which was just back in September, 44 people have come into these doors and raised their hands and given their life to Christ. 44 people. Each of you play an active role in every one of those hands that were raised. Man, and those hands represent a portion of people who were impacted for eternity. Each of you had some sort of connection to those hands. And man, I want to just tell you, thank you so much for what you're doing. Your role matters. Week in and week out when you serve, it matters. You're making a difference. And not just in a little way, but the specifics of your role matter. And so let's talk a little bit about the host team and just kind of some of those things that we need to refresh and remind ourselves of that we talked about maybe at the first of the year.
Right. Well, all of you, whenever you first talked to me about joining the host team, where I outlined the core values of Life Church for you, and one of those was sacrifice. And that is honestly a really hard one because there's so many things that just want our attention and want our time. But whenever you signed up to join the host team, you chose to make that commitment for something greater than who wins the Super Bowl or the Grammys or something like that. Because what you're doing does make an eternal difference. And people who come into the doors of Life Church, they are going to decide, based on how they're treated, their opinion of Life Church before they even hear Craig speak. And so you guys are the first impression. You guys are really the first thing that people see when they come to Life Church. And so that's just so important, is how you treat people, and that there are people there to greet them and to give them the snacks and to seat them and just be the hands and feet of Christ for them.
Yeah, one of the ways we describe sacrifice in the Life Church world is giving up something you love for something you love even more.
Right.
You know, and it's a pretty fair definition when we look at what it means to be committed to something like the host team, to something like leading a life group, or being a part of something bigger than just yourself. You know, the Late Experience, we have a pretty normal routine for everybody that serves in the host team. Is that right? They serve.
Right. They serve every other week, and we will always have the Late Experience as long as school is in session the next day. It doesn't matter what's going on that particular Sunday night. If there is school the next day, we will be here, whether it's 5 guests that come or 300 guests that come.
Yeah, and actually, this last weekend with the Super Bowl, it was a down weekend for us. We had 248 people the weekend before. We only had 110 this weekend, 110 people. And you know, smaller crowd, and I'm going to be real honest with you, whenever I kind of saw the lack of crowd, I was a little discouraged. But I stood on this stage at the end of the experience, and I asked people if they wanted to give their lives to Christ, and 2 hands raised up. 2 hands. That's a big deal, you know, and that made it all worth it. That made every single moment, you know, and give me the satisfaction to know that the Lord knows more than I do. He understands the bigger picture. And so, like Alyssa said, when there's school on Monday, we're going to have the Late Experience on Sunday. And as a part of the host team, they only serve every other week. Is that right?
Right. You serve every other week. So as soon as you signed up for the host team, if you had just made a list, you would know every other week you are going to be on. And on the weeks whenever we don't have the Late Experience, then whoever was scheduled for that week, you'll just wait, and you just won't get to serve that week, and you'll serve again in 2 weeks. So you can always know, even if you don't get the email, you'll know if you're supposed to serve or not.
Yeah, just take a second and even go through your calendar and know,
right,
I'm on this Sunday, I'm off that Sunday.
Label it.
Right.
And to make it more convenient for the people who don't check their email, I'm making a Facebook group, and so you'll be invited to that soon. And I'll have a list of all the dates, and you can check and see if you're on that week, if you don't know, and that's just a way that I can try to meet the needs that you have expressed to me.
Well, again, real quickly, we just want to say thanks so much for spending some time watching this video. Man, know this. Personally, I want to tell you that I appreciate you guys. I know that there's no way that we have a group of students come in here and encounter the Lord without you. It doesn't happen. And I want you to know and take pride in the fact that God's using you to impact students at Oklahoma State by handing out a talk note, by helping somebody find a seat, by giving somebody a ride, by scooping ice and putting it in a cup. God's using you. And our goal is becoming a reality. Our vision is to lead people to become fully devoted followers of Christ. And you're helping that happen here on this campus and on the campus of Oklahoma State. So thanks a ton. Have a great day. Holler at us if you need something.
Yes.
Go Pokes.
Go Pokes!